Welcome back to Monday's Light Codes Messages. Today, I've just had, we've just come through new moon and still under the energies of that. And we had solstice on the Thursday, the 22nd. So we have been in a really powerful place. And so there's a lot of newness coming through. Today, during the visions, during the light codes messages, I think I'm still not really here. The first vision that I saw was, this is something that I don't know. I should have looked it up before I came on, but I didn't. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys to tell me what it is in the comments below. I saw hands in a mudra kind of fashion, making an A, something, I don't even know how to do it. But anyway, it looked like an A, but it was the hands that was forming the A. So I presume it's a mudra. And maybe you could let me know what that is and share underneath. That was in Alpha. So it's important that we check that out actually, because this is to do with our direction at the moment, our soul's direction and the divine masculine energy. I mean, it looked like an A, so for me, it feels like it's to do with ascension. So, you know, if I were to interpret it in a symbolic way, like I usually do, I would say that your ascension is in your hands. And that's how I would interpret it if it is not a mudra that I actually saw. And then I saw a group of people sitting, a small group of people sitting around a fire. But in the fire, or floating within the flame of the fire, was this circular ball that had, you know, like lines on it like this. Also, I don't know what this means, but I feel it is something to do with the soul and maybe portions, you know, segments of the soul within this flame. So all one soul with the same flame and different aspects of this. So this is quite likely what it was to do with. This week on Thursday, on solstice, I went to the temple of Edfu, which is the temple of Horus in Edfu. And it is the temple of the sacred marriage is what I call it. It is where Hathor used to come once a year from her temple in Dendera down the Nile to meet with Horus, her husband. And they would reunite and renew their marriage vows. This is a really powerful temple for relationships and connections and soul connections at the higher level. You know, what would you call Hathor and Horus? I would call them, you know, monadic twin flames. They're the original, you know, they're complete, they're separate souls, but they are divine counterparts and very powerful energies. And this temple is very much a very loving temple, and it's the only temple, most, what do you call it, intact temple in Egypt, and very beautiful. Anyway, so I went there to do some sacred site healing, help some people that had commissioned me to connect them with the temples. And it was a very powerful process, which took 4 days for me to do the work. I was in the temple for 4 hours. So we had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days. 4 hours in the temple and 4 days to complete the work. In the Omega chakra, I saw a straight road, a straight bitumen road. So this is to do with, this is the divine feminine, and this is like, pretty much for me, it says full steam ahead. There is a new road, a clear road, straight ahead. There is just, you're just moving now forward, and nothing is in the way. Nothing is in the way. After this, I saw in the sacral chakra, I saw the cockpit, like it looked like a cockpit of a plane with two people in the plane. They looked like two Horuses. I can't tell you if they were both feminine, both masculine, or if one was a feminine aspect, but there was two Horuses in the front. One was the driver of the plane on the right side, and or that the cockpit was more toward the right side, and there was somebody else on the left. And then behind them, so I don't know if it was a plane or a car or whatever, but it had this cockpit type thing inside. Behind them, which looked like in the back seat, was a goat. Now, I felt it didn't look like, but it felt like the goat is connected to the ancient Egyptian god Khnum, which also I want to say that the two Horuses in the front were more like falcons rather than actual Horus, the actual look of Horus, but it felt like Horuses, and the one in the back was a goat, but felt like it was Khnum. Now this morning, when I awoke, the vision that I had on waking was actually Khnum, and Khnum is the potter god. If you're traveling north up the Nile, Esna temple is the next temple after Edfu, and this is the temple of Khnum. And Khnum was a creator god, and known as the potter god, who created us into form on the potter's wheel. So he formed us on the potter's wheel. That is the ancient Egyptian myth. So I feel like this is something to do with Horus, and then in the back seat was Khnum coming along. But before they had become the actual God type energies. I don't really know how you want to interpret that, but that's what I got. In the solar plexus, I saw Horus with his crown, wearing his crown. And I also saw, so Horus is, the God child, the Christ child, all-seeing eye of God. Very much helps us with our inner vision and embodying more light, Christ light within us. He's a divine masculine, of course, so very much to do with direction, and he can fly. He's a falcon, so he can fly high. So this is very much about keeping us on the journey of at the higher level. And then I saw a path, a winding path. So it wound down, and then there was a circular part here, and then it kept winding. And after the second part, there was a masculine and feminine standing hand in hand. The path moved between them. So this was on the journey. The message is through the journey, they attained harmony within this circular union and harmony. And after union and harmony, the path continues, but they continue together. There was a lot of light on this path. So at the beginning, we saw a road, a straight road, and then we're still seeing a road, but it's windy. So there are twists and turns, but all of these twists and turns, or all of these wiggles that we come across on our path, are all part of becoming enlightened, all part of becoming whole and in union with ourselves. In the throat chakra today, there were just it was light language. So some guidance or some teachings coming through in the throat. And in the brow chakra, I saw a heart shape, but the heart shape, each side of the heart one was masculine, they had heads. One was masculine and one was feminine, representing the heart in the brow. So the coming together of the masculine and the feminine as one heart in full union. And then I saw somebody looking through a telescope. So the message with that is, it doesn't stop here. Keep your focus looking forward. Don't look backwards. Look straight ahead. There is far more to come. There is so much more to come. You have attained the union, but there is so much more to come. Don't stop here. Keep your focus. And then as all chakras are unified, I saw Apis, the bull. Apis was an ancient Egyptian god. I don't know, I'm not an Egyptologist, I don't remember everything, but an early ancient Egyptian god. Cow with the horns and the circle in the middle. It wasn't Hathor, it was definitely Apis. And eventually Apis and Osiris joined, and they became Serapis, which is to do with the ascension. So Apis, again, this is a divine masculine energy, and through all of September, we've had the divine masculine very strongly, coming through very strongly. And today is the last light code session for September. So ARPA's bringing us into union and harmony. And then as we moved out into the emotional body, I saw Sanat Kumara. And Sanat Kumara was holding the steering wheel. So what I want to say here is, let go and let God. Everything is, you're actually not really that much in control. Thy will, not my will. Let the higher, Sanat Kumara and the higher masters help to steer us forward. Just listen and be in touch with your intuition, because it's the emotional body. So when you heal the emotional body, you're really in touch with your feelings. You're really in touch with that feeling nature and knowing what feels right and what doesn't feel right. If something is not feeling right in your life, it's not right in your life. Follow the path that feels right, that brings joy, that brings happiness, and let the rest go. And that can be hard. That can be hard to do that, but you can do it. We can all do it. In the higher mental body, I saw, the masculine and feminine holding hands, again signifying that union has taken place at the level of the higher mental body. So we had this, I think, in the last couple of weeks, and it is really showing us everywhere that the union has taken place. Union has taken place with the masculine and feminine. If you've been doing the work, it's there. And if not, then focus more, bring your awareness toward the ascension, toward doing the healing on yourself, going within and doing the inner work. Do the Luxor Light Ascension program. And in the spiritual body, there are a lot of keys, ascension keys of Enoch coming through, helping to bring you back to that place of knowingness, of the unlocking the wisdoms that have been locked away, that you've forgotten from way back since the time of Atlantis. And I heard the words new journey. I actually heard it, new journey. So we are embarking upon a new journey. We've come through the solstice. There's new light being given to us. We have come through the new moon. We're in a new cycle, a new phase. It's a new journey. And who led us out through this phase, through the new journey, was actually Horus. So Horus leading us out, the divine masculine. And in the cards today, the first card was card number 61, which is rejuvenate. And you can see the masculine sitting on the side there with his feet in the water. And the feminine, she's diving through the fountain itself. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doves there. Maybe there's one in the middle. I don't know. Anyway, the doves of peace. Rejuvenate. It's time to rejuvenate your spirit. So, and cleanse the emotional body here. This is, in the water. Cleanse. Take a salt bath. Go for a swim in the ocean. Stand under the shower. Jump under a waterfall. Whatever. But cleanse and rejuvenate. Spend time near water, with water. Rejuvenate. Allow the emotions to replenish. And here we are again, the Queen of Water. Tender-hearted, empathic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Just as I was saying earlier, trust your intuition. Be in touch with your emotional body. If your emotions are too high in one way or the other, you won't be in touch. Don't do it then. Wait until you're balanced. But listen, read the joyous emotion, the sad ones, the angry ones. They're not the emotions to be listening to. Come into a state of balance. What makes you feel joyous? What makes you feel happy? What makes you feel loving? Follow that path. Care for yourself and others. Something big is coming up. We had the new journey. Here's the solar plexus, which really is, you're coming into your power. This is big. Now, sometimes this could be obstacles, but I tend to want to see this today as more of something very important coming up. Obstacles you can overcome all obstacles. This is the mountain. Sometimes this can be to do with messages and things coming from overseas, but whatever it is, it's very important, okay? And I tend to think there's something that this is about coming into your power, like really big power, you coming into you, being you, so strong and powerful, and you can do it. I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. Moving through, you know, like the curvy pathway. And then, you know, so you have base chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra, and the heart. Moving through the heart and coming out the other side. And reach out in the heart space. Card number 3. This is kind of leading on from the solar plexus because it's got number 3 there and the beautiful golden yellow energies there. Reach out for help. Reach out for support. Reach out for confirmation. Simply reach out. There's always, and reach out to the right people, So again, you need to be in touch with your intuition to know the direction that you're going to follow and to reach out to. So reach out, and that's a heart card. So reach out in heart. And in the throat this week we have the Lovers. So here we have again, they're not holding hands, by the way, and they have a mountain behind them. So there's an obstacle there, a challenge behind them. But the great angel above them, you know, let go. If it's okay to let go, you are safe. And let God take charge of things. The truth of the matter is everything will work out fine. Just, you know, be in touch with the light, be in touch with the higher energies, and let go. So the Lovers, there is something that is working through with them right now. It's being sorted out. You're coming into a space of truth because this is the throat card. So the truth is being expressed. The truth is being found, known, touched, felt, all of that. So let go and let God, and don't place too much attachment at gripping forward in the relationship. Let it find its own natural pathway. And in the brow today, we have Kethra, cycles of change. This is, you know, planetary guardian and spiral dancer. This is the card that shows us that new life is coming forward, new dawn. We are moving into a new cycle, a great cycle with beautiful light and wonderful opportunities coming forward for us. This is in the brow. Stay focused on what is in front of us. You know, see the telescope that looks further forward. There is far more to be seen than we have yet seen. So this is the new cycle coming forward. Stay focused and focus on your strengths. Now, maybe, and trust in yourself, trust in your strengths. Maybe you can't figure out what are my strengths. What are my strengths? Maybe you can't even think of anything that you are, that is a strength for you. But you can think of all the things that you feel are your weaknesses. Well, guess what? Your weaknesses also become your strengths. So if you can make a long list of weaknesses and you can't figure out any strengths, then make the list of your weaknesses and then go, if that is my weakness, what would that become if it was my strength? And then, you know, it can be your strength. Maybe it's, you know, anything. You feel like you're not so good at letting go. You'd say, I am good at letting go. Or you're not so good with managing money. I am good with managing money. Or whatever it is, you know, focus on your strength. Turn your weakness into a strength, because that's what they're there for. They're not there to make us feel belittled. They're there saying, I am actually your strength. I am actually your strength. And so you can do it. Focus on that. And in the Omega today, the Divine Feminine, we have Radha, Soul Flame. And she says, rediscover a lost part of yourself, experience relationship harmony and healing. So she's helping with the healing of the relationships, divine masculine, divine feminine, bringing that beautiful energy forward there. Rediscover that part within yourself first and foremost. Bring the masculine, feminine into balance within yourself, and then you'll be able to be more in your power for healing it with others. And in the Alpha Chakra, the divine masculine today we have is Mahavata Babaji, soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things, not just relationships, but you understand the relationship between all things. Your consciousness is expanding. This is a really good one to meditate with. Allow yourself to feel that connection and that relationship with all things. Go into meditation, close your eyes, and just say, I connect with all things. I understand the relationship with all things. And allow yourself to be taken in and see what comes forward. And love to hear from you in the comments. So that's it for September. Thank you so much for following along. Next month, the 10th month, is going to be an exciting month. With this month proved to be all about divine masculine. You know, every week it was divine masculine energies. And so I'm excited to see what comes forward in October. And I will see you next week. Over and out from me.